Right guys, we are going to do a head-to-head between the MIZUNO JPX 850 and the SRIXON Z545 drivers. Both of them I've tested independently on my channel. Both have got adjustability where you can move the spin rates forward as far as you can, and that's exactly what I've done. So I've put the MIZUNO weights in the side ports to make it as most stable and lowest spinning in 10.5 degrees. And I've gone with the SRIXON with the heavy weight, which is the 7 gram weight in the front and the 3 at the back, again in 10.5 degrees of loft. Looking forward to doing this test head-to-head because it's probably ones that I've not really pitched up against each other yet. I've not done loads of testing with the SRIXON since I tested it back in probably September time now it was. I've got these in both stiff flex, so it's a good head-to-head. I've not got them in extra stiff, I've only got them in stiff flex. In the SRIXON I've got it in the Kuru Cage 60 gram stiff flex, and in the MIZUNO I've got it in the Motor Speeder S Flex Tour Spec. It's both in exactly the same flexes for the manufacturers. Lengthwise the SRIXON just pips it by a quarter of an inch, and it does say 45 inches on the shaft for the SRIXON. Let's go MIZUNO first. Let's give it a hit. I'm going to hit 5 shots each, and then we'll have a look at the figures at the end. So obviously blue head with the MIZUNO, MIZUNO symbol on the top, lovely graphics around the side. Let's give it a hit, see what it does. So start off with the first shot, 10.5 degrees, MIZUNO JPX 850. Boom. Wow. Okay, 4 more, and then we'll pitch it up against the SRIXON. Okay, so that's all 5 with the MIZUNO. Mixed shots, a couple too far left and 1 or 2 straight down there. Couldn't quite get it going, couldn't quite get it flighting. Whether because it was a stiff flex, I felt like I couldn't quite hit it hard enough, but I've got the stiff flex in the SRIXON as well to make it as fair as I can. Decent enough. Let's get onto the SRIXON and see how that one performs up against the MIZUNO. Okay, SRIXON time. So Z545, adjustable weights front and back. Looks a bit like, I think I mentioned it in the previous videos, a bit like a superhero with the big Z at the bottom. Great graphics, great design. Lots of grooves on the face, which puts a few players off because it almost looks like it's slightly curved. You can actually see the curve, well, it is curved. You can see the curve of the face. Some players are not a massive fan of that. See how it does compared to the MIZUNO. Looks-wise, just a black head, black finish, no alignment, and just like I say, you can see the grooves, which I must admit, it's not the best design because you can see the curvature of the face, which kind of almost slightly puts you off about where the ball's going to go. But as long as you hit the middle, it doesn't really matter too much. Let's hit 5 with this and see how it performs. Okay, so that's all 5 with the SRIXON. So it's a good finishing shot, needed one. Right, let's pull up the figures and see what it's done in head-to-head wise, MIZUNO against the SRIXON, and then we'll see what separates it if there's a lot in between the 2 golf clubs. So we can see on screen here are all the flights. Now I've got a couple of left shots in there today. Now whether that is because it's stiff and not extra stiff, I felt like I couldn't quite hit it maybe as hard or as powerfully, but it's down there. I'll show you the flight. So blue is the MIZUNO, red is the SRIXON, slightly lower launching. I'll show you some shots as well. There's the dispersion, blue and red, you can just about make out the red line. Not my best dispersion in the world, but that's not particularly, it might be a little bit of shaft. Let's have a look. So I pulled up the 2 figures there between the 2. We've got MIZUNO at the top and SRIXON down at the bottom. I'll start off with club head speed, identical, 112.4 for the MIZUNO, 112.9 for the SRIXON. The only thing that could separate that is the SRIXON's a tiny bit longer. Ball speed, SRIXON did perform better. There's 162 ball speed as opposed to 161. It's a little bit of a better ball to club head ratio, so smash factor. Launching at almost the same, 12.6 for the Mizuno, 13 for the SRIXON. We'll have a look at spin rates now. So SRIXON, the Mizuno actually averaged at 2,771. There was a middle one there that spun up quite high, the 4-shot 3,200, and the rest were around about a 2,500 mark. Now this is in the lowest spin setting currently. I've got it in 10.5 degrees. Granted, if I'd gone a little bit lower in loft, that would have spun slightly less, but that is in its lowest spin setting. So not the lowest spin, we're looking at trying to get closer to 2,000. The SRIXON, in its lowest spin setting, managed to get an average of 2,300. With the highest spin rate, again, 3,200, that 4th shot, must have been the 4th shot with both hits, it wasn't as good. So let's go across the columns a little bit further now on carry distance. The carry distance average for the Mizuno was 267. There was a couple of horrible golf shots in there. Certainly the 3rd one and the 4th one were not particularly great golf shots. But look at 1, 2 and 5, and they were all carrying around the 270 mark. So that's given an average of 267 with a total distance of 288. Not the longest ever that I hit drivers. If we look at the SRIXON, we had an average carry distance of 273, so there's a 6-yard difference in carry distance. That has to be put down to the extra ball speed, the lower spin, and the slightly higher launch. It's got that ball traveling in the air for further. And the total distance was totaling at 300. Now, there was a couple of exceptional shots in there. Again, 2 rubbish ones. The 2nd shot and the 4th ones were bad golf shots, but still managed to carry 266. Where the longest one was the last one that you just witnessed was 289 carry. So when it is hit well with the correct spin number, that ball is traveling some distance. 289 carry for a total distance of 315. It does spin less, and the total distance is a good 12 yards further, even though the carry distance is only 6. So with a lower spin, that is going to travel further. Total distance to SRIXON. Interesting little test. Like I say, didn't feel like I hit those amazing today, but that's not a bad way of comparing golf clubs. It's comparing on the day 2 clubs head to head with the same golfer with the same swing. I would prefer, maybe I might test these in the future with extra stiff flex to see if I can give it a bit more. When I first got fitted for both these two, I was stiff flex, but I've managed to up my club head speed and now gone up to extra stiff flex. Be interesting to see how they compare. Guys, thanks for watching. Have you tried these drivers? Do you currently use these drivers in your game? Good adjustability, good looks. I think the SRIXON for me pips it on looks as well with the dart finish. Just a shame about those grooves. I think they'll banish them next time, I'm pretty sure. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Do subscribe by clicking the link down here. Got lots more head-to-heads to come. Tips, equipment reviews, course vlogs, and we shall see you next time. Thanks for watching.